in. Like,
Calling all beings. Calling all beings.
Hello. Welcome back to Calling All Beings. Hope everyone's having a great night. Today I get to play host. So DJ will be backstage, handling all the technical stuff, and I'll be your host for the night. How are you guys?
wonderful. How are you, my darling?
Good. It's our first time having Emily C on. Welcome to the Ladies Roundtable. This is the third month we've done this, and I'm so excited. How you been?
Thank you for having me. After being on Runkle's stream this past weekend and being surrounded by men, I'm enjoying this very much. I'm happy.
Oh, we make the men do all the work in the back.
Yes.
As they should.
Love it. So as we know, we came in today. We get an applause now. A little delayed. All right, hold on. Ladies Roundtable number 3. Come on, DJ. Bring in those claps. All right.
That's a big one.
Hey, there
Listen,
are
no boys
5
allowed.
of us.
No boys allowed. So as you all know, thank you again for being here tonight. We have yet another case in Massachusetts that has us outraged. And today happens to be Kelsey's 29th birthday. This is, I was trying to think of how to do this, to be entertaining, but to also acknowledge that, we want to acknowledge Kelsey's birthday, but obviously we know that this is also not where she wants to be, not the situation she wanted to be in. And so it's, it's tough. It's very tough. So we'll go around. If you guys have any thoughts, any words of encouragement, any thoughts and things you want to, let's get it out there. So we'll start with you, Lady Zelda.
Thank you so much. And I apologize. My camera looks a little wonky and faded, and I can't fix it. And it's Mercury retrograde. So hello. Thank you. And thank you for having me. I just want to say to Miss Kelsey, my darling, God doesn't give us anything that we cannot handle. And you've been chosen to be this person who blazes a trail, and I think as a good example for other people what can happen in this system, just like so many that we see right now that have been mistreated by the justice system. I'm going to say it that way. You hang in there, my darling. This is going to heal, and you're going to come out of this celebrating. So happy birthday to you. This is a birthday to remember. And you're a winner. This is going to be amazing for you coming out.
Thank you, Lady Zelda. How about you, Emily?
I think I was just on with Law Girls Not Attorneys. They were doing also a birthday celebration for Kelsey. And I was just talking about so I was a kindergarten teacher in a past life. And when I started getting into like following the court system and learning about like how all these like legal documents work and everything, there is something that like connects to me where I would teach my kindergartners, like, we all make choices, and there are consequences for your choices, and like the consequences should match those choices. So if you like stand up and dump your juice on the floor, then like you clean up your juice. That's the consequence for your actions. And I think what is so unnerving about watching what is happening to Kelsey is that the consequences that she is facing right now do not remotely match her actions. She does not deserve this. She should not be in jail right now. She should be at home with her baby, celebrating her birthday with her friends and her family. Like, none of this should be happening. And the fact that it is so clear to anybody who, you don't need a legal background, you don't need a law degree to be able to see that what's happening to her is not okay. And I think that alone is so motivating for all of us to be able to like give to her in any capacity that we can, and to be able to support her and advocate for her. And so I'm so sorry that she's going through this, but I also know that it is so clear that it's not right, that she's going to get the support that she needs to be able to fight this. And I'm glad that so many people are being able to see what she's going through. Oh,
Sorry,
you're muted.
Meredith, your thoughts?
Oh, am I up? Sorry, my sound cut out for a second. Yeah, just to kind of echo what Emily said on just in terms of consequences matching actions. I mean, my uncle who was killed, I was just at a bail hearing actually at her arraignment, and someone who took a man's life and was assaulting police after the fact. She's eligible to get out right now. She didn't have the money to make it. I think she needed like $60,000 cash, but she was given the opportunity. She could get out of jail at any time, and she's only been in there for, what is it now, 6 months, but she could have gotten out in June. So she would have only been serving 90 days for killing somebody. And we see this with Kelsey. It's just such an injustice. And I can't imagine, like, I feel so horrible for her not being like around the holidays with her son's first Christmas and everything. And I mean, she's stronger than most people. I couldn't survive like one night in jail. I would just be, I don't know, I wouldn't be okay. I guess I just want to tell her just to focus this time next year on her birthday next year. I think hopefully all this will be behind her. She'll be back with her son, and one day her son will be really proud of her after getting through all this when he's old enough to understand everything.
So true. Welcome, Alexis. We're just kind of going around. Am I echoing or am I just hearing things? No. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to welcome to Calling All Beings. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. So, Ms. Demeanor, if you can give us your thoughts.
Well,
and we want to hear all of them.
All of them. I don't want to hear all of them. I'll guarantee you that. But so in Misdemeanor's world, birthdays are huge. It is the celebration of you coming into this world. And as tragic and awful as it is that Kelsey is where she is for her 29th birthday, it's still her birthday. So I want to celebrate her. I want happiness. Attitude determines your altitude. She can't change the things around her. So why focus on that? Focus on what you can control. And let's have a really happy birthday with her. It's a rebirth day for me. And so I'm happy to be sharing my rebirth day on her birthday because she deserves it. And as far as Meredith was saying, being away from your child, oh my goodness. The bond I have with my son, I cannot even fathom being away from him at that age. But you learn. Us women, we're tough. We figure out a way to get through it, and she will too. She has so far. She has a tremendous amount of support and a lot of people that are pulling for her. And it does ease the pain a bit when you know in your situation that people recognize how messed up your situation is. So then it doesn't feel like you're fighting the battle by yourself. So we're going to party on for Kelsey tonight. That's my take on it.
Love it. Thank you, Ms. Demeanor. Alexis, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I kind of echo that sentiment, but I know it's also easy for me looking on the outside in. I've never been through anything nearly half of what Kelsey has been through, and I just turned 30 last month. But to me, like 29 feels so long ago. And I think about what I was doing on my 29th birthday. I'm like, oh, I went to a movie in a park and doing all these fun things. And it's just so sad to me that she has to spend it where she does. But, you know, like Misdemeanor was just saying, you know, we're women, we're built to be strong, you know, and I have no doubt that she's going to make it through all of this. The amount of fundraisers that I've seen, exactly, Warrior, the amount of fundraisers I've seen, and all of you guys who have been participating in all these fundraisers, it's just incredible to see all of us women, especially pulling together. Because I know a lot of times as women, you know, we're meant to be pitted against each other when it's like, no, like let's pool together, man, and let's do this. So yeah, happy birthday, Kelsey. Keep fighting the fight, man. You got this. And yeah, let's celebrate this. Let's celebrate this.
Yep, totally.
Can
So
I just say one thing? I'm
please.
sorry.
No, go for it.
What's 29?
No
I
kidding.
mean,
I was thinking the
I
same
can't
thing,
remember
Zelda.
29. Hello. And I want to say hello to Alexis and Emily and Meredith, because even though I know you and I watch you, I have not met you, beautiful ladies, in person. And hello to you. This is amazing. And thank you. I am so happy to be here. And thank you, my darling Bia, for being so beautiful. And of course, our friend Janet. Thank you so much.
Oh yes, she is Miss Janet. She holds I have a special place in my heart for Miss Janet.
Aw,
Yes,
that's
for
so
sure.
sweet.
And for you also, actually for all of you, but you know, there's just something about your voice. Oh my gosh, you just capture everyone.
Well, I'm happy to be on with new people too. I, of course, have been on with Meredith, and I love my Lady Zelda. But of course, Emily and Alexa are brand new to me. So I'm very happy to be here. And look at all of you. I hope every day when you wake up and you look in the mirror, you go, man, you are pretty freaking hot. Because you should. Look at this panel.
Say it. I'm saying it, girl.
You guys say we're a pretty good looking panel. Not to, you know, not to brag, not to flex, but yeah. Sick of that. No, I have to agree with Zelda though too. I watch all of you guys. You're all amazing. I definitely feel slightly intimidated because you guys are all amazing. So really, really joyed and happy and grateful to be here with all of you wonderful folks.
Doesn't Alexis have the best voice? Can you just recite your tagline? Can you just, you know, when you open up your show, can we just hear it?
Of that. Hello,
Yes.
hello, hello.
Hello. Oh yeah. Hello, and welcome back, roommates, to another titillating edition of Alexa's Room, where we are not lawyers, we are not medical professionals, we are not law enforcement, we are just people who have opinions about all things going on in the true crime community, including, and then cue big giant breath.
That's amazing, because my show starts and I'm like, oh my God, wait, I'm really doing this every single
that's
time.
normal.
It just kind of happened because
easier?
I'm like, I'm not an attorney, so I feel like, hey, I'm joining this club of people who are way more intelligent than me. I didn't go to college. I didn't do any of that. So I felt like, hey, I'm joining this club or dipping my toes in, and I'm just going to say it how it is. Like, I nothing qualifies me to have this opinion, but I'm going to give it anyways because I have nobody else to tell it to. So, hello, people.
Don't apologize
Those
for
are where the
any
best
of
opinions
that.
come
I
from.
appreciate that.
I love it, Alexis. I love it.
Thank you.
Never apologize, though. Own who you are. It doesn't matter what that piece of paper or whether you went to. I didn't go to college either.
Oh, girl. Okay.
I'm a career woman, but I did not go to college because I went to the School of Hard Knocks and I busted my tail and I got to where I am by doing that. So it doesn't matter. Don't fight or run your own race. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Just do your own thing.
Bravo.
If it makes you feel better, I have a whole bunch of degrees, and it doesn't make me feel qualified to be in any room. So I don't think it's the degrees.
I was going to say the same thing. I multiple degrees, 2 master's degrees out on top of college, and I feel like I don't even use anything that I learned in them until like 90% of my day, like actually 99%, I wouldn't need anything of it. But yeah, Alexis, you do have a great voice. I'm not like a content creator on a big channel or anything, but I do just pop on shows sometimes, just mostly when I was talking about the Karen Reed case. But now other cases. But yeah, I'm jealous of your voice. I cringe sometimes when I listen. I mean, I do a lot of public speaking with my job. Like, I'm comfortable. I stand up and lead board meetings, but when I hear myself recorded after, I always cringe. I can't do it. So I could never be like have a show and have to do this constantly.
Oh my God, you have a great voice. I've never been told that because I'm from Long Island, so I feel like everything I say is obnoxious, like, already. So
No,
the
no.
nasal, the all of that.
You've got that Long Island accent with the Tennessee little accent. We can't replicate that, Alexis. You put the Tennessee in with the Long Island, and I mean, I'm going to tell you what. I can't stand the way that I sound. I don't watch any of my videos. I don't. I cringe and I think, oh God, why did I make that face? Oh my gosh, that angle. I look like a dork. It's like, and then I think, oh, I just can't even watch. I can't even watch. So believe me, you're doing great and your voices are beautiful, all of you.
Oh,
I can never watch them, and I don't need to, because usually I can just open Twitter, and then like some of the trolls have like got me screenshot like when I'm like mid
yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. Yeah.
all of a sudden they're like, Meredith went on another show.
Oh no, I hate that.
So I don't even need to watch it to see it. Sorry.
Oh, I hate that.
People are ugly. We don't have to entertain it, though. Remember, we don't give energy to ugly.
Right. That's
Misdemeanor's like her fortune cookie.
She is.
She is.
Don't
She's
give energy
wonderful.
to ugly.
Nope. Not doing it.
I love it.
Love it. So one of the things that I wanted when I was kind of trying to prepare for today, I looked up poems, and I came across one that you may have all heard that I just kind of wanted to read, and just kind of let's talk about the meaning, right? So it's by Maya Angelou, and it's Still I Rise. So it reads, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like the moons and like the suns, with the certainty of the tides, just like the hope springing high, still I rise." Let's open it up. What do we think?
Love it, love it, love it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I had something similar. It's something that I had followed, probably from my early 20s. Gosh, can I think back that far? When dinosaurs were still walking the earth. But there is, and I don't even know who actually wrote this particular poem, but I had a card of it that was given to me, and I carried it in my purse for decades and decades. And it's called Don't Quit. And if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and read it. I pulled it up. "When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're traveling seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint in the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit." And that has been a mantra of mine since my early 20s. So a long time. And I for the longest time, because I had read it so many times, I kind of had it memorized in my mind, and I'd have those moments. And Kelsey's situation makes me feel like that same moment, like she needs to just keep repeating to herself, don't quit, don't quit. You got people pulling for you. And that's why it just immediately came to my mind for tonight.
I love it. Yeah, it's hard to like I said, it's hard to kind of say, it's going to be better, just hang in there. And, when we know that she has an uphill battle, right? So I know that she has a hearing the 20th. So hopefully she'll be out before Thanksgiving.
I just want to say it looks
Yes.
like Kelsey and Cord are in the chat.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Happy birthday!
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Janet, you are that family member that walks in on any holiday that you just say, oh my God, I can't wait until she's here, because it's like, oh, she's here. Good. Let's play some board games. Let's play some cards. Let's do all the things, right? You just are the life of the party.
I appreciate that. It's funny you say that. When I wasn't supposed to be at my father's memorial, and when I showed up there, it was like people twittering all about Janet's here, Janet's here, Janet's here. Did you see Janet's here? It was the most unbelievable experience. And when you were just saying that, that was the first thing that came to my mind, was when I showed up there and everybody was like, Janet's here, Janet's here, because I was not supposed to be there. There were some people intent on me not being there, but I showed up anyway because I don't quit.
I have a little poem, but I don't think that I should or could say it here. I've said it on my channel, so I'll just remember that it pretty much tells everybody to really be put into their place and let it be that. So there we go. I'll just say it. I can say it. All right. Here we go. In my best accent always. May thy fornicate themselves, and thou steed in which thou hast ridden in on. That's what I say to those who deserve to be put into their place. And I think Kelsey is going to be able to say that same thing sooner than what she thinks. And
I hope so.
Let it be.
Like if Lady Zelda said it, then it's going to happen.
Hey, whatever you speak becomes.
We'll speak it into fruition.
Thank you. Those are the words.
That's right.
Words are hard tonight.
That's it. I think Kelsey is an amazing person. And I don't know her personally, obviously, but I've read enough cards on her. And I've read enough to know that there's a complete backstory, that when everything does really come out, there's going to be some heads that turn, and there's going to be some regret of what has been happening to Miss Kelsey. So she who has the last laugh will last the loudest. That's how I feel.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, you got a point there. Alexis, do you have any poems that resonate with you at all? Not to put you on the spot, but
Poetry, man. Yeah. No, but I was thinking of The Help, actually, which is a fantastic book. Obviously, the film adaptation is great, but I was thinking of what Viola Davis says the very end of the film to the kid that she has to leave, of the family that she was watching. And she just says, simply, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. And as simply as that is put, it just, no matter what, no matter in your darkest hours, because we've all had them, you are kind, you are smart, and you are hella important to every single person. And that's why we're all showing up today for Kelsey. So not quite.
I thought you were going to say you were going to make a pie with some
yeah, right.
something extra in it.
Did I just eat shit?
I mean, there are some people in this story that deserve it.
They do. I mean, honestly.
I'll pass it over to you, Emily. Are there any, being a
I
you
brought
must
a
have
children's
poems.
book.
Oh, love
Yeah,
it.
she whips out the book, and I'm like, yeah, quoting The Help over here.
You know how Melanie Little always says that she thinks in song lyrics? I think in
Yes.
children's books. So like anytime that there is an opportunity, I would love to share this. I'm not going to take the time to show you guys the
No,
pictures and
just
everything, except for one.
take-
But
Go for it.
the back of the book says, "Make your courage so big it brightens your heart, fills your fingers, and flows to your toes." And the book is called "When You Are Brave," excuse me, by Pat Zelo Miller. And it says, "Some days when everything around you seems scary, you have to be brave." Okay, I'll show the pictures because it's more fun. Brave as a bird that steps from its nest, hoping to soar through the sky. Brave as a dog that wanders for miles, searching for one well-known light. Brave as a caterpillar that builds a bed, wondering when it will wake. Because some days are full of things you'd rather not do.
Every day.
Plunging into a pool all by, well, that's what I was thinking too, is like, this is for everybody. This is for Kelsey and for everybody. Plunging into a pool all by yourself, hoping you'll swim and not sink. Or standing alone in front of a crowd, searching for one friendly face. Or boarding the bus and riding to school, wondering what lies ahead. At times like these, the world can seem too big, too loud, too hard, too much. While you feel too small, too quiet, too tired, not enough. On those days, look deep inside to find the courage you need. It might be hidden away, but this is the best part. If you close your eyes and breathe, you will see it, shining its light in the dark, warm, steady, safe. Your light might be small to start, just a spark, but you can turn it into a flame. Picture it in your mind. Then imagine it becoming bigger and bolder. You can see.
We're conjuring it up.
You can make your courage so big it brightens your heart, fills your fingers, and flows to your toes. Think about what you're good at, something you love, or someone who loves you. No one else will see it, but you'll know your glow, and you'll know you're ready. No matter how deep the water, how loud the crowd, how hard the ride, or how much there is to do. You might struggle, you might succeed. People might clap or laugh or not notice at all. No matter what happens, you'll be all right. Because once you find your courage, it's easy to use again and again. The next time life seems scary or you start something new, you can remember when you were brave. And then you can stand straight and walk tall. Knowing you are as brave as a bird, a dog, and a caterpillar. As brave as you.
Yay!
That was
DJ, clapping.
Good one.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
And I love at the end, it's like there's something about that picture of the kid in the story, like going back home. Like this just feels like Kelsey, like standing in front of her home, going wherever it went. Like with her little like superhero cape on, going back home. I just love that.
It's funny. I had a clip that I ran across earlier today, and it was this little girl, and I ended up sending it to my sister-in-law, but it was this little girl. She said, "I am not just glue. I am glitter glue."
Oh.
And I was like, that is such a great little, and she said some other things after it, but that was the part that stuck with me is I'm not just glue, I'm glitter glue. Like
I
I'm
love that.
special glue. And I was like, that's why I had to send it to my sister-in-law. I'm like, oh, I got to send this to her. This is like really good.
Can I say that Miss Emily is the epitome of the perfect kindergarten teacher ever? It makes me think of my kindergarten teacher who was so old. I have to say, I always wondered if she taught during the Civil War, because she actually taught my father in school. And she was my kindergarten teacher. And it was like, how can you be a kindergarten teacher and be from the Civil War, right? I mean, it's like she was old. But Miss Emily, I watch you on Twitter. I call it the Twix because I always say Twitter anyway.
I stole that from you.
Yes, thank you. You may steal for me anytime. And I keep thinking she is just. In fact, I think we need to change your name to Emily Reed. Just because
a little bit like I'm trying to be Karen.
There you go.
I don't know if this movement is correct for that. But I love it.
Okay. So I just every time I see you, I think, oh my gosh, she's just the perfect. If I had a young child, I would send them to kindergarten to be with you, and then I would remove them because whatever. But I would send so they could go to school with you being their teacher, because I think you are more than a teacher. You are a leader, my darling. You lead these very young and old minds. So you are so fantastic, my darling.
Something I've loved about doing this is like I was saying, like I think in children's books, and I feel like every situation has a children's book that I could like relate to it. And there's always a voice in my head that's like, okay, and like these are adults, like back off. And then I read a book to adults and it really like speaks to your inner child, and it really does like soothe something. And I think I need to like quiet that voice that tells me to stop so that I can kind of like pass this on to other people, because I really love children's books. I think there's so much to it, and I'm realizing how much other adults do too. It's not just a me thing.
Emily, have you thought about writing your own book?
Yes, but I don't. Nothing's happened yet. I have a notes app in my phone with like the first paragraph of 47 books. And have never gotten past that.
Have you seen those inappropriate like that? They're like adult children's books. Like I could totally see you doing a segment of just reading. Those are the funniest things. And I was in Target the other day, and I don't know what it is, but the children's book section there. Was my sister and my niece came to visit me. She just turned 3 last month. I was like, oh, I'll buy her a book. She loves books. She loves to read. And there was like a whole shelf dedicated to fart-related children's books. And she thought it was the funniest thing. I'm like, what?
We went down that rabbit hole with my last class that I taught, and we had all of them. And some are actually very like good stories, and some are just like, oh, it says fart and that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
Fart.
Joanne was just asking, and this ties into it, where I have a list of my book recommendations that is on my, where is it? It's somewhere. I will find that and share it somehow. Child Channel, do you know where I have it posted? It's somewhere. I made an Amazon list that has all my favorites.
I'm going to have to get some fart books. I feel like I'm left out.
I don't have any fart books, but
there's a book called Walter the Farting Dog that's actually the best fart book, because this family wants to get rid of their dog because he farts too much. And so then he feels really bad. And so he's trying to hold his farts in for so long. And he fills up with gas. And then 2 burglars come into their house and he can't hold it anymore. And he farts and he saves the day.
Oh my god.
Awesome. What a great story. I love that.
The
Oh
one-
my gosh.
The one that I bought my niece was the fart. The family kicked the fart out of the house, and they were like, "We don't want you in here anymore because you smell. You smell too bad." And then Fart was trying to find a friend the whole way through, and Fart finally found a friend in Burp. And it was like they started dating at the end, and it was like, I'm like, this is kind of a sweet message, I guess. I don't know.
There's a friend for everyone, even the
I was
fart.
just about to say,
Exactly.
There goes the stream. I think I'm going to write one. I'll read it to you now. Once upon a time,
My daughter's 15, and I feel like 10 years ago, when she would have been like in the age group for this was like not a thing at all. And
but here's my new book, and I'm going to read it on my stream when we're done. Thank you for the inspiration, Miss Emily. Once upon a time, Higgy Baby and Brian Albert and Jennifer McCabe all farted in the wrong direction. That's just the beginning. I'll finish it and let you know.
Ooh. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Very climactic.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious.
Oh my goodness, that is, you guys are so funny.
Well,
Thank
having
you.
do that whole thing. Be you know, Zelda, you do too. When you have a boy, it's like a whole, and
It's a new world.
Emily, it is. Emily, I think you have a son, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Alexis, I don't know like anything about you.
I mean, what do you want to know?
You have a child?
I don't have a child.
Okay, well then, yeah, I didn't want to make some.
No,
If
no,
you
no,
end up
no.
having a boy, you will learn a whole different hemisphere of life.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I know I mean, I don't think my sister plans on having another kid, but I know for a fact my niece is a little diva and a half. But so I think she was low key hoping for a boy, but because she kind of takes a little bit more after me, a little bit with the sassiness, but
Sassy's good. Sassy's what gets
Yeah.
you through life. My son would just be so defiant sometimes, and I would look at him and I'd say, "Oh, please don't ever lose that spunk. It is going to get you through adulthood." So it's like that really delicate balance when you're raising them to, you don't want to
yeah.
squash it too much, but at the same time, you don't want to cultivate it. It's like very difficult to, like, I want you to have that in you because you're going to need it so you don't get pushed around.
Right. And she's got that ginger like fighting spirit too.
Oh, good for her.
So yeah. Yeah. I'm like, dang, I wish I was kind of a ginger. Like I'm a dirty blonde, so gotta make my hair kind of look cool, shave it. I don't know.
You're just one box away, Alexis. You're just
I
one
know.
box
Well,
away.
I
from it.
did the Rogue from X-Men streaks for a while. That was my
Oh,
look
cool.
with the blonde in the front. My hair used to be very long. And then I started watching all the Vikings shows, and I was like, oh, they shave their heads, so I'll do that. And now the grow out is gonna suck, so I just gotta kind of keep shaving my head.
Well, or you could just flip your hair to the other side and cover it.
I can't. Well, so I have it on both sides.
Oh,
So I could grow it out on one side. This is what I was thinking when I'm ready to make the plunge, is grow out one side, flip my hair on that side to fix it, because I don't know how if extensions would help in that situation, and I'm not a wig person. And then let the other half grow out. So I don't know. Right now I'm like, I'll just keep shaving my head. It's easier.
that's a good plan, though. Work on one side and then get to the other.
Yeah.
I think it looks good on you. I think it's bravery.
Yeah.
It looks great on you. I
Thank you.
wouldn't not do it because I'm not brave enough. But when I first saw you, I thought, oh, is she not adorable? There is a
thanks.
brave spirit within this young person. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, hair's fun. Hair is a fun thing.
So, do you have any other boy stories that we should bring up, or children's story?
My son, every single night, I would, when he was very, very young, I would ask him to pick out whatever children's book he wanted me to read. And it's funny, I just saw him this evening, right before I was coming on here. And I was talking about, I said, do you remember the book you would always pull out from the shelf every single night? I swear. This was when he was like 2. And he goes, oh, Baby's Boat. I'm like, you remember the book? Because I read that stinking book so many times. I had it memorized. I would be like, Baby's Boat's a silver moon hanging in turn the page because I had read it so many times. But yeah, that was his thing. And we had Goodnight Moon and we had, all the great books. But for whatever reason, he would over and over and over again go to Baby's Boat. That was his book. And it's all about the baby leaving, but always coming back home. And so I don't know if that's what drew him to that book, but yeah, that was his thing. Which I'm glad that he had, books and stuff in growing up. But he was I got to live through, we have the 6-7 thing going on now. I don't even know what it means. I just know it's a thing.
It's from a song.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it means absolutely nothing. That's the thing.
I figured because I had to live with my son through the D's nuts phase. I don't know if y'all
Are you kidding? I still go through that. Janet, we were sitting here last night. My son was sitting here and he said, Mom, would you do me a favor and read cards for me? Because I want to see this and this. I'm reading cards. My cat, Riley, goes over and sits down beside him. And I said, what is he wanting? And he looked at me and went, D's nuts. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, and I laugh hysterically every time he says it. And even his friends will say, how can you talk like that in front of your mom? And you know what? We literally live around here. I am not that mom says, oh, well, here, do not do that. That's horrible. Don't.
Yeah.
My son is the golden child. I have a son, I have a daughter, and I have a granddaughter that just got married Friday. If that tells you how.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Congrats.
ancient of days that I am. And here's Sam. And she figured out that we were live. So here she is. This is my mascot, the producer of the House of Zelda. But my daughter was a terror. Golden, you'd take her in a restaurant, she would scream to the top of her lungs. People would be mad, threatening. You walk out, fine. My son didn't even cry when he was born. He just sat and smiled at me. And they thought there was something wrong. And I'm like, because there is that thing. And I said, I don't think there is. And it's just, he was born on Christmas Day. And I always say that he was my little gift and he's going to be 30. And I'm like, how can that be when I'm only 35? That doesn't make any sense.
It's a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think boys are easier. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just sometimes think boys are easier.
Well,
but
I definitely
growing
wish
up,
I had a boy.
Yeah, when I grew up on a farm, and I was always kind of that tomboy. I was girly, but I didn't mind getting deep down and working on a combine, shoveling poop, all these other things, dealing with cow farts, that sort of thing.
There's the word again.
There we go.
And you can laugh too. It's not just a boy thing.
Absolutely. They own enough stuff.
That's right. So, but when my son was little, because, he's a professional gamer, he is that one who plays in tournaments and all that. And I'll get calls on the line that'll say, my husband, my son are playing these games. And I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person, because, but excuse me, ma'am. But the funny thing is when he was 3, we had just lost his father unexpectedly. So I played this role of dad and mom for a long time. And I just fell into it almost naturally. We would go outside, I would throw the football, I would throw the baseball, I would do all those things, but it still wasn't that thing. But he got into gaming, and I can remember him standing on the bed behind me, and he'd say, "Play this game," and I'd play it for him, and he would stand behind me with his little hands on my shoulders, and he'd hide when there was something, like a monster or something come out. And now, I mean, that kind of morphed in. I guess I should be the one hiding behind him the way these games look and these monsters and everything that are on them. But I just think it is such a wonderful experience being a boy mom. Kelsey will fall into that. She will be
Yes.
able to have that experience in that moment, and that's going to happen. And they're probably going to be closer than ever after all of
Yeah.
this. They
I think
certainly
about
will.
that a lot on these streams because it's like you want to highlight the fact that it is so like an injustice that she's not with her son right now, but you also want to reassure her that like people spend time apart from their child for a whole bunch of different reasons, and it doesn't need to hurt the bond that they're going to have, and that she can make this time up, and she will be stronger because of it, and their bond can be stronger because of it. And I never want her to feel like because we're highlighting the fact that it is an injustice that they're apart from each other, that means, like, I hear a lot of people saying things like, this is time you can't get back, and the child grows so much, and as much as that is true, it's also not the only, like, I don't even remember when that 4 months with my son, it's like the time does go by fast, and there is no reason why she can't create the bond that they're going to have someday.
Well, it's just this. What you're talking about is the same thing. I made the choice to not breastfeed my son. And there are a lot of very strong emotions about that you're not going to have as strong a bond with your child because you haven't breastfed. Let me tell you something. Bia knows because we were backstage one evening before a show and my son came in, and I will tell you he is 24 years old and still wants hugs from his mama, and he still wants to tell his mama, I love you, and has always been very unashamedly about that. So it has nothing to do with any of that. It's the time that you do have. What kind of quality are you spending? What are the things that you're doing? I don't want to say I was a tomboy. I kind of was, but I love the fact that we got to play with, dirty guys. That's what he called the dirt bikes with the dirt. The guys that would ride on the dirt bikes, he called them dirty guys. And we did Legos and Matchbox cars. Because I had my own big, huge Matchbox collection or Hot Wheels from when I was a kid, because I didn't do dolls and all of that. I was like, give me some trucks. So I'm girly now, but there's a whole lot of my past that, I kind of grew up in a garage. I grew up just outside of the Motor City. I spent a lot of time.
A garage? I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry. A garage.
Garage.
There you go.
I practically grew up in a garage. And spent a lot of time at racetracks with car racing, but then I had like this other girly side of my life. But I know that I made my parents crazy as a young child, because I literally would introduce myself to people when I was very, very young, and they would ask me what my name was, and I would tell them Janet No, because I would hear that.
Janet No.
Exactly.
I love
all the time. So they'd be like, "Hi, little girl, what's your name?" Janet No. Really hurt my self-esteem, didn't it?
Oh, wow.
So the bond will be there. It's not about the time. It's about what you do with the time. And it's going to be okay. This stinks, but it's going to be okay. I don't know. Does she have her parents around? She does, doesn't she?
She does. Yep. Anna's stepdad. Yep.
But they're not allowed to see her son right now, right? Is that correct? Based on
Right.
what we heard in court, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a new filing, a grandparents filing.
And yeah,
So I think they're trying.
yeah.
How very Wendy Adelson of him.
Yeah.
Oh my heck.
That was such a good point Emily had just about it. It is obviously a huge injustice, her time away from her baby, but it's at the end of the day, it's not something for her to dwell on. It's time she's missed and she's robbed of, but and obviously her son senses her presence being missed now. I'm sure he senses it, but he's not going to remember this one day. He's not going to remember.
That's right.
When he's old enough, obviously, like to hear about this whole thing and explain it. It's just something he's going to be proud of his mom for getting through, but he's not going to remember her being away, just given his age. So that's hopefully something she can take some peace, find some peace in that. As much as it's horrible as she's being robbed at this time, it's not going to long-term affect him. There's nothing that's going to break their bond irreversibly. So
it's funny, the things as a parent that you think are very traumatic with your children. There was one thing in particular that happened to my son when he was probably about 10 or 11. And even now, I have to be careful when I talk about it because I get really upset even now, all these years later. But I've talked to my son since, and he's like, Mom, that was not a big deal. And I was absolutely devastated for him. It just was. Children are very resilient. We don't give them enough credit for their resiliency. And that particular instance is such a good point of showing that it was devastating to me. But my son, he was fine. He's like, oh yeah, it was no big deal. What? Because I was like devastated, literally sobbing about it. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a nice thing to do, but oh well. I was like, okay, good. Good job, Mom.
You brought up Goodnight Moon, and that is my least favorite book that people gift at baby showers because it like I have this notes app of books I want to write someday, and the fact that Goodnight Moon is the one that has survived, like it's everybody's childhood favorite, like it's nothing even happens in it. So I would love to share my stack of my favorite books to gift at a baby shower if I could.
Of
This one is
course.
called
Baby
If I
gift
Had a
box.
Little Dream by Nina Layden. That's my favorite. There's one called What Will Build by Oliver Jeffers. And there's a very cute picture of their hands together.
Aww.
This is called Have I Ever Told You? Very sweet. This is like the best. If anybody has baby shower to go to,
I have that
I
one.
would do more.
I have that one. My son has that. I say I have it. My son has
Amy
it.
Krauss Rosenthal was one of my very favorite authors. She recently passed away. Very sad, very young. But anytime you see a book from her. The Very First You.
Allie.
Nobody has ever smiled your smile or ran the way that you run. Love that. And then this one is called Maybe. A story about the endless potential in all of us.
The one that I always see people talk about, and I think it's so sad, it almost makes me cry, is The Giving Tree. And everybody talks
yeah.
about how great The Giving Tree is. And I'm like, it's horrific to me. I don't find
It's very dark.
I don't like that book at all. Like, I don't like Bambi. These are not good things as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, no, I don't need that kind of sadness. Thanks.
I know, I'm like trying to think of all of my favorite childhood books, and like Danny and the Dinosaur, I think I stole from the library. I just somehow ended up under my bed, and my parents are like, you have to like return that and pay a fee, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like 5. And then I think Corduroy too. I loved Corduroy, but I feel like that was also a sad one too. And Rainbow
No,
Fish.
Corduroy is sweet.
Rainbow
Fish is Rainbow Fish has Giving Tree vibes, where it's like you have
Yes.
to give things that are important of yourself away in order for other people to like you. But Corduroy is not sad. Corduroy is just good.
Yeah.
I hate the Giving Tree. I'm sorry. I said it
Yeah.
all these years. I'm 56 and I finally said I hate the Giving Tree.
Confessional. Somebody clip that.
Well, how about there was an old lady who ate a fly or swallowed a fly?
Oh, I love
remember
Do you
that.
remember that one?
Mhm.
I love that one. And the
Ooh,
wild
we had the
things.
song.
I
Mm,
love the
mhm.
wild things too. Those are old. I mean, those are old ones, but that there was an old lady who swallowed a fly
I
was
can
like
still buy.
So they
sometimes
made that. Now
devastating.
there's Scholastic made like 50 different versions of that. So there's like, there was an old lady who swallowed a shamrock for St. Patrick's Day or a pumpkin for
Oh,
Halloween.
really?
And
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
there are so many kids who are terrified of that book. I cannot tell you the number of parents. My kids had little like book baggies that they would take back and forth from school. And I cannot tell you the number of parents that were like, hey, so so-and-so said he had a nightmare last night and it was about an old lady swallowing him. And I was like, okay, never mind. We'll take the book out of your book baggie. Like
Oh my.
15 kids that I can think of had nightmares from that book.
I mean,
I
when
will
you think
tell-
about it on the surface,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little jarring.
do they still read Dick and Jane in school? I mean,
I feel like
hello. Let
I
me
feel
just
like
know
my
my
son
age
had a
now.
version of something like that. You're talking like the little paper books that we had.
Yeah, the Dick and Jane, don't be Jane, don't be Dick, don't be poor.
Don't be a
Boy,
dick.
I could really go with that one, couldn't I? So,
You could. Do you need to add it to
David.
your other to the other story you started?
should I read that? Should I read that story? Here's story time with Aunt Zelda. Once upon a time, Higgy Baby, Brian Albert, and Jennifer McCabe all let a fart. Don't be a dick. I mean, don't be them. Don't be them being dicks. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I'll really get on that one. That's for sure.
One of the
So-
books my son got when he was, he was probably 3, I want to say. And it's those books that you can have made so that your child's name is in them. So
I love
he
those.
got this book, and it was a Christmas book. And the story was that he had a dream. The little boy had a dream, and in the dream, Santa Claus came to the house, and he had a full conversation with Santa Claus. And Santa Claus gave him this beautiful rhinestone pin, beautiful pin, and pinned it on his pajamas. And the next morning, my little son woke up and he said, I had this dream that Santa Claus came, and his mother said, well, where did you get that beautiful pin on your pajamas? And oh my gosh, it wasn't a dream because he had the pin. Well, let me tell you, to this day, I have to get a freaking pin to give to my son every single Christmas. So for years, I would sneak in there and put it in his. When he got a little older, I would just poke it into the mattress itself. So he woke up and the pin was there. But it ended up being a thing that he ended up looking forward to every single Christmas, that what pin am I going to get? But the first year that I did it with him, he screamed from his bedroom. I walked in there. He had a race car bed, and he was standing in the middle of the race car bed, and he goes, Mama! And he's like pointing to his chest where this pin was. And I said, oh my goodness, Santa Claus put a pin on your pajamas. And I picked him up, and that child was vibrating in my arms.
Aw,
He was so
That's
excited
sweet.
about that.
That's
that is so
awesome.
sweet.
That's so
So
cute.
if you can find that book to get it made for your children, it's awesome. He loved reading a book that he was actually in with his friends and all of that stuff too. So yeah, personalized Santa books.
Oh, so someone said now he has 20 pins.
Yes. Yes, because he's 24. He's
Oh
getting
my
ready to
God.
get his 21st this year.
That's awesome.
Traditions.
Meredith, do you have any traditions that you do, or any books, anything that you want to share with us?
I mean, we used to do Elf on the Shelf, which I'm like half sad that that's over, but half like happy because it was such a pain in the ass to do every single night. But something my daughter and I usually do every Christmas is go to New York and go and just see like all the fun Christmas stuff and do shopping. We didn't go last year just because there were some court hearings and stuff, but we're gonna go next month again. So I'm really looking forward to it. Stay in like Midtown area and just do some shopping, go and just see all the fun Christmas stuff in New York. I don't know. I just love New York at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Does anybody else here do any specific traditions?
I mean, I'm more of a Halloween kind of gal.
Oh, okay.
So Halloween like is my I figured. So so that's kind of my Christmas, but my wife is very Christmas. So she's like, "Oh, we've been living in our apartment for like a year and a half, but last year we went home for Christmas. So this year we're like, all right, we're hosting. So we have to decorate the whole thing." I'm like, "All right, we got to get the tree and like all of that." I'm like, but I would love to start some kind of new tradition because Nashville's pretty cool. So, they have like the speakeasies and stuff and all the cute Christmas pop-ups. You can do like the snow tubing if you go out a little bit outways. So hopefully we'll make some new traditions. But when I was a kid, the biggest thing was like the night before you put out the cookies and the carrots and the celery for the fake reindeer. And it took me until I was like 15 to realize it was just my mom eating all of it and drinking the
Oh, how cute.
I was like, man, I'm putting all this like workout for you to be eating it? Like, what the heck, man? So
We had elves too that we would see with my son, that we would be eating dinner and everyone in the family, of course, would help. And did you see that? I think I saw some pixie dust because when the elves leave, they leave that twinkling pixie dust after it. My son had to sit me down to let me know. I will never forget this. We were in our hot tub and he's like, "Mama, I need to talk to you about Christmas coming up." I'm like, what about Christmas coming up? Santa. I said, "I know, it's getting ready. Almost time for him to come." "Yeah, about that. I know how it works." And I said, "You mean that Santa comes every year?" And "No, Mom." I'm like, "Yeah, I cried. I cried." He's consoling me. "It's okay, Mama. It's okay." I was like, "It's over. It's all over now." So yeah, he had to have the conversation with me.
That's wonderful.
But then, like, at least you don't have to get the presents from Santa. It's
Oh, we
just
still do
from you
Santa
now.
You know what I
do
used
Santa
to do?
presents.
I would do 50-50. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe 75-25. I wanted some credit on Christmas too for buying stuff. So I would wrap gifts in a certain color from Santa and then a different color from Mom and Dad. And because I wanted to thank you, or like I wanted to see like,
Sure.
hey, I got
Right.
you this.
Right.
So not so much about the thank you. Let me retract that statement. But it was more like I wanted her to know and him to know that like, hey, I got you a gift too, not just Santa. Like, why does Santa get all the credit? It's not fair.
Yeah, the fat guy with the beard, like, heck no. Like, screw that. I'm working hard. I'm pulling overtime over here. Yeah.
That's how we kept my son believing for so long because he just couldn't imagine. Because I would say, "Oh no, Mom and Dad can't afford that. You're going to have to ask Santa to bring that." And so for the last 2 years, he was like, "My Mom and Dad would never spend this kind of money on me." So that's how it perpetuated
okay.
for so long. Because we were like, "Oh, we can't afford that. No."
Well, fine, I'll dial it back next year. Okay.
I love that. Janet gets into this. Well,
Well, Christmas is my favorite, and then Halloween.
Well, since it's so funny because I'll never forget, since my son was born on Christmas Day, it was like 1:30 in the morning, things started happening, and my then husband, my son's father, was driving me to the hospital. This was in Ohio, and it was so magical driving through the snowy, because it had just snowed and it was so beautiful, and everybody had their Christmas lights on, and it was like, I'll never forget that, going to the hospital. We go in, and I say, because I'm not one of these, okay, hi, I'm here to have a baby, and set me up in the room and all this other. And I turn around and my husband had fainted. 'Cause- so they were all running to him. And it's not like he didn't have children. He had grown children. So he fainted. And I'm like, should I just see myself through the doors? What should I do? So I literally went by, and they're like, yes, go in there. So I'm in there by myself. The doctor comes in and I'm like, is he okay? Because I need you to be paying attention here with these things going on. Well, my husband was a member of the VFW and the Sons of Italy, the Sons of Herman, the Sons of Cain and Abel, the Sons of, Fred McMurray, you name it. He was involved with all those, the Eagles, the Owls, the whole thing. And so they all got word that I was in there, and they were all coming in my room. Now I'm there with a sheet over me, but it's kind of like they're conversing, having a wonderful time. And I'm like, hello, I'm here in labor. I've got these men in my room, and they're, oh yeah, and Andy Griffith, because they're playing Andy Griffith reruns now on the TV because it's Christmas Day. And I just like, hello, I just want to know, am I the first one here at this hospital for Christmas Day? And they're like, yes, so far everything is good. And I'm like, great, it's 3:30 in the morning. Great, let's go. And I'm like, let's go, son, let's get out there. Well, he took his time. All of a sudden, I hear, there's another woman come in. She's in labor. She came in and gave birth 10 minutes before my son was born. I'm like, that's not fair. I was here.
Oh, your thunder.
That's right. So they came
Who is this
in,
woman?
They always take the little pictures, Christmas Day, And then there's this woman who came in. And of course, babies are cute when they're first born, but they still have some, they're kind of like baby, they're like look little monsterish looking.
Mm-hmm.
But my little monster was so cute. And this woman comes in and says, your son's got a problem with his lip. I said, he was just born. Yeah, he's got a problem. I said, lady, I'm going to tell you something. I may have given birth, but don't you dare talk about my son, because you will have a problem with your lip by the time you walk out of here. And so she's like, okay, I'm not coming back. Good. You've learned the lesson. Goodbye and farewell.
Did you tell her to fornicate off?
May thy fornicate thyself and thy steed that thou have ridden in on. So as time progressed later on in years, since he was born, I did not want him to have, oh, well, this is your Christmas and your birthday present. Because he got cheated out of those birthday parties with classmates and everything else, because you can't. So we would have half birthday parties in the summer on June 25th, but half hot dogs, half hamburgers, but it just didn't really, So I wanted it to be separate. So we had a birthday tree that were all his little celebration type things in one room, that were little toys that maybe he got the previous year, or a little ornament, or little pictures and family pictures and all this other. And we had his birthday presents that were not wrapped in Christmas paper under that tree. And then we had our regular Christmas tree. So he would open his birthday gifts at noon, right after we had lunch usually. And then we would have our dinner, and then he could open up his Christmas. And that worked out very well. But me being mom, I have been buying Christmas presents, and I'm too weak. Even last week, I'm like, I got you this birthday present, and I can't wait for you to open it. So I got it off of that Tucky Tick shop, and I can't stand myself. I need to do this. So here, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Merry whatever. You're getting it early, okay? Don't count it against me. And he's like, Mom. I'm like, no, I have to do this. I want to see it. So that's what starts between now, right after Halloween, between now and Christmas. He's going to get all his birthday and Christmas gifts until probably right after New Year.
Dang.
It's more for me
that.
than it is for
That's
him.
more fun. Then you don't get them. Then you can start to use them right away.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
I get so excited to see everyone open their gifts. I'm always the last one opening because I'm so busy
Same.
watching everybody else. And my husband
I'm
will
the
be like,
same.
Janet, go ahead, open one. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm just like, oh, yeah. And did you know it did this? And when I was at the store getting this, and yeah, I'm all about getting excited about everybody opening the gifts.
I know that happens to me, and then everybody's waiting for me to open gifts, and I'm like, now everybody's looking at me because I'm usually like, let's open one, and like depends, because obviously as the kids get older, the packages get smaller. So so it's like, then it looks like you don't have a lot. So I started, as they've gotten older, I make them open one at a time, and then they can just have a free for all, but at least to start. And then I'm just standing there waiting, grabbing the wrapping paper, putting it in the bag because I'm a clean freak. So anyways, and then by the time everybody's done opening, everybody's looking at me like it's your turn, but now I have like all these eyes on me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm embarrassed. Like I start getting all shy and weird.
You live stream. Don't be shy.
I can relate to that. I actually need to hop off because my son is going to bed in about 10 minutes, and I want to be able to say goodnight before he goes to bed.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much, and happy birthday, Kelsey. And I'm so grateful that there are so many good people out there that are supporting her and are drawing so much attention to the injustice that she's going through.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Emily.
Yes,
You as well. I feel like I know all of you guys, but it's funny to hear that. But thank you.
I love you,
I hope
Emily.
you'll come back. And best of luck with your channel. We'll put it. I'll have DJ put it in the show notes. So,
Awesome.
she is Emily C on X. She is Emily C on YouTube also, right? You just go by.
Yep.
Perfect. So go give her a sub and a like.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Emily.
And then there was 4.
And then there was always going to be Emily Reed to me. Emily Reed. Emily Reed's.
I think if you add the S at the end, or maybe
Yes.
a Z,
Or
like
the
Z
Z.
for sass. Yeah, like
Yes,
Reed's.
I love that. Emily Reed's.
Yeah, but you have to do the little
Isn't
bit
she
of a
just
nod.
perfect?
She
just
is so cute.
She's the bee's knees.
She's so
Yes, she's
she
adorable.
looks so freaking young too. Like she looks like
She looks,
she's, like,
yeah.
21.
Alexis,
I'm like, what's
it's
your
because you're on
skincare
with-
and hair care routine?
It's because you're on with Zelda and myself. That's why everyone looks like they're 12.
But it's
Well,
when I go to the
I'm the
bar
oldest one here.
sometimes. Are you just think you're the oldest one here?
I'm the oldest one here, my darling.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No way. No.
Yes. I'll tell you, I'm 60. I'm going on 66.
Wow.
I'll be 66
What
soon.
is your
What?
skincare routine?
Yeah, what's your skincare routine, girl?
You want to know? I'll tell you.
wanna know.
I'm an old. Who's running the background, DJ? You're hired. You're out. Listen, I'll give you that $20 later. Okay. So I love it. Pond. That's it.
Oh boy, he's hitting all the buttons.
Look
Oh
out,
boy. Who let him loose today? Who let him loose? I'll tell you what. Pond's cold cream.
Really?
Pond's cold cream, and Merle Norman makes this pink cleansing. I love Merle Norman makeup. They make this pink cleansing. It's kind of It's a little pricey, but it lasts forever. And my mother-in-law of the husband that passed away, she, like clockwork, at night, a thin film of that, but I also use Vaseline, thin Vaseline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to cake on too much of that.
Yeah.
So I use, now I started using like the tinted moisturizer
Okay.
slash like, yeah, to get a little bit of that, dewy glow, they say. So I'm doing that, and the under eye, because that's the thing I like really like suffer with, is the dark circle no matter what. And my sister's like, oh, just throw some tea bags on your eyes, and I'm like, I don't drink tea, but all right. And I use for foundation the stuff that the drag queens use, because it's just the best makeup on the
I
freaking
I need
market.
that. I need
The
that.
Anastasia foundation, and you just cake it on, but it makes your skin look all dewy.
You want to hear something funny? Because when when I don't go on, I mean, it's ball cap, hair pulled back. No, I mean, it's like, and I tell my son, I said, listen, I feel like I'm in a drag queen show. That I start out looking like this and I go in the bathroom and I come out and it's like completely different. It's just unrecognizable. And he's like, Mom, I said, yes, but some of those, I'm jealous. Look how good they look after they do their makeup. It's like,
I know.
I need lessons. They look,
I know.
they can hide and look like anybody.
DJ must be backstage like, I wanted in on this fun, so he's just hitting all the buttons.
But they can hide flaws. They can
know.
look like anybody they want to. And I'm like, you're struggling. Sometimes it's like, but I use powder foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mineral, or actually it's CoverGirl powder foundation is what I use.
Yeah, I used to do that.
You get to a certain age that I hated it, because I used to be that 1980s smoky eye girl that looked like my eye was like this big around, lashes like olive oil. You know how she did the lashes, and it's now changed, but that's fine.
I did a show once and I had to wear false eyelashes, and I mean, I had to be very ridiculous. The movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the oil heiress. I played the oil heiress, and she's very over the top and everything.
Yeah.
And I had to have these insane false eyelashes, and I'd never worn false eyelashes my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And I put those things on, and I didn't put them on. I had to have somebody else put them on me. And once I had them on, I called them my lampshades, because I felt like I had lampshades on my eyes every single night that I had to put those dadgum things on.
Oh, they're so annoying. I used to, but before I got into, I don't even know, before I got into anything, I used to do music for a little while, and I did this like Victorian-esque photo shoot. The coolest clothes ever, the coolest makeup, but the frickin' eyelashes, and just like keeping your eyes open and then like trying to pose at the same time. And I'm like,
Now,
I just want to rip these
ladies,
things
I will
off.
teach you to do, because I've been wearing false eyelashes for the last 50 years, and I wouldn't go without them. And you just don't have the right lashes. They're too thick, they're too, there's one set that you can get for theatrical type stuff, and then there's another set for every day, and it's just like to me, I have to do it. Take me away on a desert island. I need shoulder pads, lipstick, and eyelashes, and I'm good. So
I have to have lip balm or lipstick, something of some kind. Other than that, I'm good. Yeah. If it takes more than 15 minutes for Ms. Demeanor's face to look the way that it does every day, it's too much work. I like, this is too much work. So I got to have a quick routine.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. I can't be bothered with the contouring or
Oh
the
gosh,
smoky
no.
eye. I want to. I so desperately do because there are some amazing like videos of these girls who were just like even in like the true crime space too, where they're doing the true crime storytelling, but then they're putting all this makeup on. I'm like, how do you like do that first of all? Because I'm very one track minded. I can't. I think it's like ADHD or something. Like I can't focus on doing multiple things, but also getting my eye like everything just symmetrical too. It's incredible.
Well, when you get older, then you have the challenge of trying to see what you're doing to put your makeup on because you cannot see close enough
Well,
anymore.
I'm already going blind, so that's yeah.
You have the whole bifocal thing, so then you have to get the 700 million magnified
I just
mirror so you can see to put your freaking mascara on. False eyelashes? Are you nuts? Absolutely. I would be wearing it in the middle of my eyelid or
Oh, there's a trick. There's a trick.
Oh, I'm
I
sure
have
there
my
is.
blush
You
trick.
should do a tutorial, Miss Lady
you
Zelda.
Well,
should.
I will. I will. I will. I'll
You do
tell
like
because
yeah.
it is like the quick because usually the same as my lipstick. I'll put the lipstick right on here and here and rub it in and then go ploof and your
Oh.
blush is on. Done. You
Oh,
see?
wow. That's a good idea.
And it's just like you just put it on, and because you can literally feel your cheeks and your cheekbone, because I don't do the contouring thing. I tried because
Yeah.
I think that looks good. You know, you've got this chiseled nose, and I wear glasses, so it doesn't count. You know, so I want the chiseled jaw, and I want all this chisel Romanesque looking, looking stuff, and then I think, nah, I'm good. So I just do the hello, hello. Fingers are the best
Yeah.
thing. Eyeshadow, dip, dip, dip. Hello, done. Let's put the glasses on. Let's go. That's how I figure.
It was
You
so
know,
funny. I used to dance for a very long time at a gentleman's establishment, and I would just show up with like barely any makeup on because I just couldn't be bothered, and the mirrors in there were terrible. And you'd see all these girls just spend hours doing like their eyelashes, their extensions, their this, their that, glitter everywhere, and then I'd walk out and be like, "Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? Like, wanna dance?" They're like, "You really didn't try," and I'm like, "No, like what you see is what you get. Like, let's go."
but you probably made bank. You
I
probably
did.
made bank.
I
You
did.
know,
I did. Funny
I
enough,
bet you did.
I have like two, I think, Google reviews somewhere out there in the stratosphere about
Ooh,
my capabilities. So that was yeah, but it was funny because yeah, I used to wear like the jean shorts and just like my regular stuff, and it was just like the amount of effort I put into that was absolutely zero. But these other girls, they get the crazy stripper heels and like all the crazy outfits. I'm like, I can't be bothered with
that's a
any of
world.
that.
That crazy stuff, you know, and I'm fascinated, quite frankly, but if I would never do that on now, I'm no judgment, but they would probably look at me and say, "Zelda, please take your pole and go home. You don't belong here."
No, they want you to get on your broomstick,
That's
not
right.
your
Ooh.
pole.
That's right. Kickstart the broomstick and fly
Yes,
on out of
Yeah,
here.
the
that's
swinging
us.
broomstick. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's hilarious.
That is so funny.
I always joked and said when I was younger, before I got my fake girls because I had breast cancer. I had no girls at all, and especially in my 20s. I was very, very, very thin. And I always joked and said I would absolutely do that as a job to put if I wanted to put myself through college.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great. It would be great money. I mean,
Yeah.
not with the body I had at that time. Well, I mean, definitely not the body I have now, but
Well, I will say
No, not my body now.
most of the girls I worked with were mothers. Some of them
yeah.
were younger than me, but a lot of them, and like not just one kid, several kids too. The
Sure.
bartenders. I was one of the only ones who, was just there, and I'm like, I can't
Mhm.
really relate to any of you, but Yeah, a lot of them were just, regular moms. Like, no, again, you get this idea of what it is from the movies, and like they're
Right.
these fit, super fit, six-pack girls who can do all these crazy things on the pole. And it really, from my experience, it wasn't like that. It was just regular women just going to work. And then a lot of them were also bartenders, had other jobs, worked, retail and all that, customer service, dealerships. So it really is just more about like the conversation of it all. So
But wait, did you say regular moms or normal moms? Because that
Yeah,
has a
normal
whole new
moms.
meaning.
Soccer
normal
moms.
yeah. Soccer moms, lacrosse moms,
Lacrosse moms. I actually was a lacrosse mom. I'll have you all know.
Oh,
Nice.
Without the ice cream truck visits, right?
Correct. I was a normal lacrosse mom. A
like
real,
actually,
a
yeah,
real
actually normal.
lacrosse mom.
That's
An
so funny.
authentic lacrosse mom.
That's right. That's right.
Pins for all my friends. Pins
And
for all
what
my
all
friends.
that happened today? Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, tons
That
of news
was-
today.
I couldn't
Tons.
believe the Brian Walsh stuff this morning. That blew me
Oh.
away.
I know.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, my darlings.
Talk to me.
I'm talking. She's a talker. When I saw that with Brian Walsh, I'm like, yeah, buddy, you tried the medical route. That didn't work. It's time now, because what he did not want to happen by pleading to those two things, in my opinion, because I'm not a lawyer, but he did not want the gruesome bits and kibbles coming out in the trial by what he did. I've seen this before. And so this is his way of saying, I did it, but I want you to put the effort in to put me away anyway. That's what's coming out now, because why would you take those two pleas and then not go one step further? But in his mind, I know that I'm more interested. I want to see the psychic testify. That's what I want to see. We're not going to see her testify. We're not going to see that psychic testify. They won't get a psychic on the stand. I testified one time in 50 years. And I bet I got 17 clients out of it too. But that was a good thing. But when you call a psychic like that in this type of an unaliving case, it becomes a different story, because, and I've gotten those calls. Look, I need to know this and this and this, because at that point, she wasn't talking about her son unaliving somebody. She was talking about her son's wife having an affair. So it becomes this completely different turnaround. I wish I could talk to that psychic and say, what else did you see? Because sometimes you just don't say things that are very crucial like that to somebody that's calling, because you're going to get pulled in further, and that's really something else. But she was calling directly about Anna Walsh, and I kind of had my opinions about what had happened anyway. But that was a wild turn of events today. I'm sorry. I want to hear the bits and kibbles. If we're going to go this far, I want to hear.
Oh, I want all the tea. Spill it
100%.
all.
Why are we in
100%.
this if we don't get the details? I
Mhm.
mean, Brian, you messed us up, buddy. So yeah,
I was just happy that I hadn't decided to take time off of work to live stream that trial. And I did I replayed Raoul Valley instead, because I don't know that this is going to go to trial. The opening statements aren't until December 1st. There's a lot of time. And so I don't necessarily have it off the table that there might be a plea reached in the red rum charge. So we'll see about that one. And I did read the 46 pages that Karen Reed filed today as well. I'll tell you, in reading it, it made me kind of the one thing on top of another what do they call it? Actually, I had the word earlier today because I was talking to someone about it. Cumulative. That's the word that kept coming to mind as I was reading it. The cumulative evidence that has come through. And if you told someone to write a movie that had all these things in it, no one would believe
my
you.
God.
It's
It
like
would have to
Murdoch.
be a fiction. Like if this was a book, this would be a fiction because there's just no way.
I heard that they gave this to, oh my gosh, his name just slipped my brain. He's the one that wrote The Firm and all these good crime.
Oh,
Grisham.
John Grisham.
Yeah.
John Grisham. I heard they put it in front of him and he said, I'm not touching that. I mean, serious.
believe
I mean,
it.
you can't make half of this stuff up. But why I was so encouraged, why I was so encouraged about this today is because you know that they've got to know things in order to put these things in this
Right.
filing. So what do they have?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what I thought was interesting too, is it was like the first time I saw the whole story of what they believe actually happened. So I liked that part of it too. It wasn't necessarily anything new,
Right.
but it kind of succinctly told the story.
yeah, it was like a timeline, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
And whomever wrote that was like, hello, may I please shake your hand? This was so well written and so well done. You know that they had to start on this in July, basically, in order to really, I mean, I'm being a little, but you know that they've worked tirelessly on this filing. And when the judge reads this, he's going to say, what in the absolute heck am I looking at here? This is,
Well, you hope so.
I think we will. I think we will.
I
But this
think
isn't,
there,
you know,
I think there's a shift happening, and I want to say I saw someone is running for
Yep.
Michael
Yes.
Morphy's,
yes.
Yes.
and I
See,
think that may change. Fingers crossed, that may change things for the future there. I also want to say thank you so much to Tim Bradle in his law office for
Yeah.
all of the fantastic motions and representation they have given to Kelsey. And
definitely.
embracing this community, this weird online content creator community that wants to try to help. You know, they didn't have to accept it. They could have just said, we're professionals, this is what we're doing, and walked away. And they've been very accepting, and I very much appreciate that.
Yeah. So true.
I do too. I think they're so professional. I mean, you've got Mark Betterow and Tim Bradle working on, it seems like that side of the aisle, and they're
Yeah.
so receptive to so many things. And then you have all, and I went down the, pardon me, the rabbit hole last night and thought, well, you know, we see LawTube. We see that now.
Yeah.
But is there a med tube? I mean, think about it. Is there a med tube where we see nurses, doctors, medical professionals, and others who get on there and say, you know, I saw this autopsy for so-and-so, and this looks funky and that looks funky. What do you think this could be? It could be, that would be so fascinating, but I don't think that exists. And I think maybe there is some sprinkled. And I'll tell you what, when that idea comes about, to be able to put that on and have a med tube along with a YouTube, and then maybe someday the two will meet, that will be, I mean, imagine having that, those, I can't even think of those beautiful women that were in Karen's case. My brain is like
Dr. Laposada
Yes.
and
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Russell.
Yes. Imagine having them on YouTube and taking questions and really explaining. I would love to talk to Dr. Laposada, because that injury on the back of John's head, there's a timing that goes along with that. It's not just, oh, he got, you know, he fell, but officer, he fell. It is more than that. I would be very interested in knowing much more.
I just love the fact that Dr. Laposada put old Hanky Spanky in his place.
I
That was
just
like
gonna
worth
say that.
watching the entire trial. I
She
was like,
spanked
yes.
him. She spanked Spanky.
She was like,
And the crazy thing is that he's used her.
yes, he
Yeah.
knew
For
exactly what he was getting.
I know.
Yes. So he knew. So I mean, imagine he goes. I mean, next time he needs a medical expert, I wonder what she's gonna say. Like the way you treated me in that trial, like no.
Right. And I
was
feel
so
like
despicable.
if he had a certain decorum with her, like she's a professional. She gets hired to do these things all the freaking time. He's a professional, right? He gets hired to defend people all the time. So you should know that, what goes on in the courtroom, it ain't personal, right? You're just all doing
he
a job
made it
here.
personal.
But he made it exactly. And now it's like, well, now people are looking at you, not only just people like me and you, but people who you will have to work with and be in a courtroom with potentially again. And now you've just narrowed your pool. So, yeah,
I didn't think anyone could rival how dripping with vitriol Hank's questioning was until we got to Raoul Valley last week. And
really?
the prosecutor, I was pretty enraged about the tone that he was using, and it was something. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've never seen someone that could come close to me disliking as much as Hank. But this guy, absolutely. Then they cut for lunch, and I don't know if someone said something to him, but he came back after lunch with a much softer tone.
Right. Because it's like you're also an actor performing a role, right, in front of this group of jurors.
Courtroom's theater.
Yeah, and they're listening and looking at you, and if they think, hey, this guy's an a-hole, like, I get what you're saying, I get the questions that you're asking, but you're kind of an a-hole, so I don't really know if I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to look at this guy on the stand a little bit differently now.
Well, needless to say, I don't think anybody's going to want to cooperate with Hanky Spanky any longer. No. And I know people are saying Dr. Stonebridge, she's fantastic.
That quadruple
yes.
sleeve.
And
Yeah, she's amazing.
Also, I know Nurse Kim, I watch her and everything that much, but I'm talking because Nurse Kim is very good on both sides of the aisle. Yeah. She's very good on the law part, but I'm talking a dedicated med tube, as in the doctors speak or the nurses speak, or just dedicated to these closed cases, crime cases, open cases, cold cases, where you sit and say, no, that's not right. This looks
Dr.
funky.
G. Did anybody ever watch Dr. G when she had her show, Dr. G Medical Examiner? She was in Bexar County, Texas, and then she actually testified in the Casey Anthony trial.
Okay. Oh.
She was the medical examiner that completed the autopsy in the Casey Anthony trial. And I adore her. And she used to have a television show that was called Dr. G Medical Examiner.
Oh, no,
I would love for her to have a YouTube channel because she would talk about exactly what you're talking about, Zelda. That
there is one that I also see. She's I love her. She's kind of a gothy gal.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who
I can't think of her name.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I like her too because she's quirky and I like quirky.
I guess what I'm saying is there's not enough, because when Nurse Kim does have those streams where she's talking about the medical side of things, I just am totally fascinated, because it helps to put the pieces of all of the puzzles together, other than, these guys with blue arms that try to, do their mess. And, but yes, I love Kim, but here's the problem. I'm so busy and with creating my own content and with doing lives, and I work too and do, a lot of readings, and I work on a psychic line and do all that. It is very hard for me to sit and just skim YouTube all the time looking, because I do know a lot of the content, or know of a lot of the content creators, and I wish I could just sit and watch them all day long, every day, and I just can't. And a lot of, just like the case that you're talking about, Janet, unfortunately, I have no clue.
Oh,
I
it's
do
okay.
not.
They're going to trial again.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Are they? They are going to trial
I don't
again?
even know what it is. I don't even know what it's about. I don't, and I see you streaming, and I think I've got to go in there, but
It was an
you know,
interesting case that I just kind of condensed it last week and replayed the trial. Raoul Valley is at the time of the incident was 16 years old, and there was a lot of drinking, a lot of bad choices, and he and a couple of his friends got into an altercation at one party. Everybody left, and then they ended up getting into an altercation at another party, and it was like 20 on 2, we'll say. And Raoul had a knife that had been given to him, and feeling completely trapped and no way to get out of 4 or 5 people beating on him at the same time, he just started waving the knife. And unfortunately, one of the individuals passed away. They did not survive the injury. It was a specific stab wound that created an issue that permeated the sac around the heart, what is that, the pericardium. And so he did not survive. And so they had him on trial for first-degree red rum. And fortunately, the jury in that case acquitted him of all of the intentional charges. And so he is now being charged with first-degree manslaughter reckless, which is not including any sort of intent. And then, of course, 2 additional counts of first-degree reckless assault and a second-degree reckless assault. Because 4 people were stabbed that evening.
Right. Wasn't
oh
it?
wow.
I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but wasn't he at one point, he was like on the ground and somebody was on him, and that's when he kind of started swinging, and that's how. Okay.
Yes. And when you hear his testimony after you hear all of the other witnesses' testimony, you understand the fear and terror that he must have been feeling in that moment. And then which then brings the next issue with that case,
Right.
and that is the self-defense aspect of it. So even if the jury did eventually get to a guilty on a first-degree reckless assault or first-degree manslaughter, reckless manslaughter, they then have to decide whether he was acting in self-defense, which they get to that point, and I'm going to tell you, I think that jury is going to say, yeah, he was in fear and ended up acting in self-defense just to get out of there.
Right, because it's like, what happens when I get up?
And then he said that in his testimony. He's like, I didn't know how to get out. They just wouldn't stop. Yep. None of it stopped. Nothing I did made it stop. I didn't know how to make it stop.
Yep.
And don't get DJ on here talking about it, because he talks some crazy talk with me, and I'll have to debate. And we'll be on here until midnight because I won't back down. Man or not, DJ. I know you.
That almost relates to John O'Keefe.
Yeah.
Think about John, whether it was 1 and Chloe or 2 and Chloe or 2 and then Chloe.
Yep.
Think about that moment where he knew, oh heck, I'm not going to get out of it. I'm going to get hurt. I'm getting hurt. And I'll tell you, and I keep saying this over and over and over. And today when Attorney Melanie was reading the filing, the first thing that I thought of was when they were talking about there was a collective decision. And I've been saying that for a long time. Who decided? Because at one point, yes, high five. At one point during this whole thing, there would have been, we can't let him up, because if we do, he's going to go to the authority. We can't call 911 because he will testify against us.
Yep.
So does anybody have any idea? What they do? Did they flip a coin? Did they draw straws? Did somebody?
I think it's
just-
how they work all the time.
I think that's how they work all the time too. And that bothers me, and especially from all that I got from John. Okay, I was holding my breath today, hoping that something from Proctor would come out about John Lee in the hospital and that officer patting his arm. I hope something comes out about that, because that was significant enough for that to be brought up in a remote viewing. But that just makes me sick. That whole thing about thinking, just like in your case, Janet, just like in John O'Keefe, many cases, what do you do? So you're not supposed to defend yourself if you get to a certain degree? Are you supposed to? Does the law shield those people who are doing this, and you can't defend yourself? I mean, this
Well,
is right.
I'll tell you. So we watched that case last week, and someone put in the comments about the Apple River case that happened in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And yes, I feel like there are a lot of similarities in those two cases. But then yesterday I did a spontaneous stream because Antonio Brown was arraigned, and we watched on my live stream the video of that incident, and I'm telling you, it's like Raoul Valley all over again. Everybody in my stream and in the chat, we were all saying the same thing, that, oh my gosh, this reminds us of Raoul Valley. We just finished watching it, and I got to tell you, there better be a whole lot of evidence that we don't know about in Antonio Brown's case in order to convict him, because based on the video that I saw, we're not even close to there.
Wow.
So that'll be an interesting
Amazing.
case to pay attention to. But all three of those, I feel like, are definitely the Apple River and Raoul Valley, and then Raoul Valley with Antonio Brown, because it's the fighting then. Very interesting to see the correlation with those cases. And I'll tell you, Brian Walsh and Anna Walsh, that case, I don't know if anybody paid attention to the Fotis Doulos case.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yes.
see a lot of correlations between Fotis
Yes.
and Brian Walsh.
They still have not found Jennifer.
They have not.
I know. How
They
many
still-
years has that been?
That's been a while now, and that literally, and I know a paranormal group that I was connected with at the time that took some cadaver dogs to Connecticut. And the one dog, I believe they were from North Carolina. We had a fundraiser, raise the funds for them to take the cadaver dogs up to Connecticut, look for her. And we kind of had an idea of where she probably could have been. And one of the dogs, I am fascinated by this, and I've said it for a little while now. I wouldn't mind having some cadaver dogs for people who cannot afford to find missing family members, missing friends, etc. But this one cadaver dog, sweet as can be, a golden retriever, and that little sweetheart could find, I'm just going to say, about anything. She could go down 16 feet and find 16 feet.
Wow.
Imagine. I had that experience in Virginia when I lived there about a paranormal case. We'll skim over that. But the cadaver dogs, we were up there, and the law enforcement came out. They were angry. They wouldn't let us take the dogs in. They said, "What, you think that we can't do anything? You think we haven't investigated this correctly? No, get out of here. We're going to have you arrested. We'll confiscate those dogs." And that dog owner, she said, "I'm out of here. I'm not," and I would be too. I would not even think about. And I thought one of the paranormal guys was going to get arrested because they, instead of wanting to find Jennifer, it seemed as though they took it personally to say, oh, well, you think that we didn't do our job. No, we want to find this lady because the family needs some closure.
Yeah.
Where is she? Where is she? So I don't know if she'll ever be found.
Wow.
You know,
Well, on that note, ladies, I think we're going to have to save it for later.
no.
I just want to say,
Happy birthday, Kelsey.
DJ, go home. DJ, stop it.
I know, DJ, stop it. Stop it.
I thought we were going to sing happy
Like-
birthday.
Oh,
Oh, we need to sing happy birthday.
okay.
DJ, this is not happy birthday.
It was
Okay.
like
No,
the
we're
conflicting
gonna-
melodies.
We're gonna. I know it may not go well. Oh boy. What do you
start.
think? Are we just gonna
Start.
sing it, the four of us?
We
Yes.
can sing it.
I'll
Yeah,
start.
right. Count us off.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
dear
dear
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you. And many more.
Anymore.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. On behalf of Lady Zelda Kelly, Alexis, and Misdemeanor, this is Via saying peace out. Bye.
Alexis, you gotta come
See you soon. Yes. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining. We appreciate all the love and support.